everyone. Welcome to Breakthrough Conversations. My name is Danielle Perry and I am the host. You already know I'm so excited that you're tuned in today for another episode of this podcast. And if this is your first time, this is a Christian podcast which features people of all ages, and they share a bit of their story about how God has helped them to overcome a difficult challenge, situation, or a season in their lives, or maybe they're on their way to overcoming with God's help. And they do share authentically. Well, again, if you're back, then you know that this is part 2 of episode 34. And this is an episode within our marriage series. And it features Dante and Rhues. And the title of this episode is Marriage as a Blended Family. If you have not seen part 1, go and check it out. It will bless you. In the meantime, y'all, here it is, part 2. I want you to enjoy and be blessed. So now that your kids are adults, what are some of the challenges? Because you go from raising these babies to toddlers to adolescent, and now they're adults. So talk about some of the challenges that you may face. It's a gnat flying around. Some of the challenges that you may face now that they're adults, and that I know that 3 of them live with y'all, right? Mm-hmm. So what are some of those challenges?
I think for me is, I know when they were kids, and I think when it was easier then to help guide them in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So now it's, they're making some of the decisions that they make that I don't think that they should make financially, and they all making good money. So some of the decisions that they're making, and when I'm telling them, look, you shouldn't do it this way. This is how you should do it. Knowing I'm talking out of experience, but I guess they would think it the same way I would think at their age is, I think I'm making the right decision.
Right. I know what I'm doing. I
know what I'm doing until now you falling flat on your face. And so it's hard for me to watch it happen, but I know it's gonna happen with some of the decisions, be it financial, Christian and his tickets.
His tickets? What tickets?
Speeding tickets.
Oh.
So,
yeah, so he thinks he's a NASCAR.
Yeah, so that, trying to explain to him, like, the decisions you're making is going to affect you financially.
Yeah.
So you want to see your money. You don't want to just give your money away to the city of Baltimore or whatever. You got to pay these tickets.
Right.
But, yeah, it's just hard now that they're adults, and I would, me personally, I know Lynn don't, but my kids can live with me until they're able to survive on their own. They would, but yeah.
Lynn, what's your face?
Because they can. I believe that they can.
They make way more than we made at
They
their
make
age.
a whole lot more than we made at their age.
Yeah.
A whole lot more.
Yeah.
So I agree that they're making decisions that we don't necessarily like, that we don't agree with, because it's like, I don't think that's going to work out for you. And they're always saying we're old. That's their famous statement. Y'all just old. But yeah.
So how do you cope with that, knowing that you're gonna fall flat on your face, but I gotta let you do it, right? Like Dante was saying. What helps you with not just, I guess, I don't want to say going crazy, but just what helps you with not becoming so angry or wanting to like really grill it into their brains? Like, look, what are you doing? I'm trying to help you. Like, what helps you to kind of just, let me just breathe? What helps with that?
Well, I guess for me, knowing that it's temporary, and that they will see, they're going to see, they always see what they did was wrong later. So I know that it's going to be a life experience for them, and sometimes you just need life to teach you a lesson, so you won't go back to it. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
Prayer, a lot, because sometimes it's very. Some days it's very challenging. It really is. It's very, very challenging to watch your kids make the decisions that they're making. In particular for me, because we purposely gave them a different foundation than what we grew up in. Our kids were raised in living waters. So we, some of the things I think for me that they're doing is like, you know better. I know you know better. But they're in that phase of life where they're just like, I want to see for myself. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to feel the burn. You shouldn't need to feel the burn, but sometimes that's what you want. You want to feel the burn. So in that aspect, I just pray a lot and ask God to continue. Sometimes, every day I ask God to guide them and direct them, put them in the right space with individuals that can speak into their lives and maybe say what we're saying, but say it in a different way so that, they get what we're saying. And then ultimately, God, they're your children. So, all right, this is on you. It's not on me. So,
and I
just
imagine,
sit and wait.
Yeah, and I imagine that's hard because that really is relinquishing control to God. Like,
absolutely.
God, these are your children. Like, they've always been your children before they've been mine. But, like, these are your children.
Right.
Like, they're making some dumb mistakes.
Exactly.
They're making some crazy decisions right now. But, I got to entrust them into your hands.
Right.
And I imagine that's hard.
It is. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And then another thing, on a more lighter note, is their schedules. So, when it was easier when they were younger to say, oh yeah, we're going here. And everybody's like, okay, and we're getting in the car, or, oh, we're going to such and such place. Now it's like, oh, we want to go out to dinner. Is everybody available? No, I gotta work, or oh no, I can't take off, or I mean that's frustrating at times because it's like, when are y'all available?
Yeah. Now, do they help out, the kids that are at home? Do they help out at all with any of the expenses at home?
Yes.
I know the answer. I need y'all to share for the audience who's listening. So what exactly do they help out with?
Yes, they do help out.
Okay. Why?
Sometimes it's pulling teeth. Like,
okay.
Don't forget you need to send your rent. Now, initially they had an issue, and they still may do, but they have an issue with the fact that we started making them a part of the household where you have to pay to live where you live.
Right.
And the reason we didn't do it for a long time, as long as you were in school, you didn't have to pay rent. Okay. You only had to pay for your phone bill. But now that everybody's not in school anymore, and, we have goals, we want to retire, and we want to get out of debt as well. You got to pay where you live. So you can't live here rent free anymore. So yes, they do help in paying for the expenses.
Yeah.
But I have to remind you, don't forget.
Don't forget. Yeah.
Don't forget your rent.
Don't
forget your water bill money. But yeah, they do. They help out with that.
Okay. That's good. Because that's going to help them when they finally do move out on their own, and at least they'll know what it's like to pay some bills, right? And I think it's going to really be a reality check when they got to pay more than what they're paying.
More than what we're paying.
Right.
They might ask to come back home, but the answer to that is Annette.
Dante said they can stay as long as they need to.
No. He does. Now let me say this, because I don't want it to be out there. I do like that my kids are home. I do. I like that my kids are home. We have our moments, but I do like that my kids are in the house. Dante would love for our children to live with us.
No, until they can take care of themselves on the outside. Because my thing is, when you move out, can't come back. So, so that's my thing.
Yeah.
When I moved out of my mother's house, I never went back.
Yeah.
I moved out, I think it was 21. I moved out. I never went back home.
Yeah.
So, my kids, I tell them, once you're out,
that's
that's
it. That means you're good, right?
Because somebody's room going to be my tennis shoe room. So.
Somebody's room needs to be his tennis shoe. His sneaker room.
His sneaker room. He got an account for his sneakers.
He does. So I don't. I told him this yesterday. I don't have an issue with his millions of Jordans. I don't have an issue with it. Again, that goes with budgeting.
Right.
It doesn't come out the budget. It comes out of his savings account. So
yeah.
I just, as long as they stay on his side of the room, that's the issue I have. Can you keep your shoes on your side of the room, please, sir?
So how is your marriage different now? Now that your children are adults, what has changed?
What? We get to go out. We get to focus on us.
Yeah.
A lot more. It's easier to focus on us as a couple than, us as, okay, this is our time, but then this is something we also have to do for the kids. We need to make sure this is being done. Where we did have date nights, but it wasn't as frequent as it is now, because our kids, even though they still live with us, are adults. We can, we can go on vacations and it just be us.
Yeah.
And we're not, like, oh, who's going to watch the kids? Where are they staying? Who, how long can we go? And those types of things like that. So, so it's a lot of me time, which I like now.
Yeah.
Because we didn't start our marriage off that way, like where most marriages start off. It's just the husband and the wife, and they have that time to, get to know one another, mesh together. We didn't have that. We were meshing together and raising 5 kids at the same time. So that, it wasn't a lot of, okay, it's just me and Dante.
Right.
And now that's what it is. It's pretty much just me and Dante.
Yeah.
And if we want to do something with the kids, hey, we'll include you. If we don't,
deuces. That's what's up. And y'all definitely do go on vacation.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
That's Dante,
good.
though.
Oh, okay. So Dante's the initiator of the vacations. Okay.
I think what it was is when, like, I guess a different thing. When we were younger with the kids and we would take them places, what we should have been doing is vacation with the kids and then our separate vacations, so that it's us building that bond together. So but we tried to, we couldn't afford much when they were younger, so we would try to do little things as far as vacation and things with them. So I think in just looking at the importance of it, it's real important that you take that time out to go relax and go somewhere else. Yeah. And just be together. Yeah. The kids gonna be there. Yeah. So what we do now is we'll do a vacation with the kids, and then we'll plan one for ourselves. So.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
And that those things help with just making sure you and your spouse are staying connected.
And it's purposeful, because I want my children to see.
Yes.
This is what you do when you have a wife and and kids. So.
Yeah, set that example. Yeah.
Stop looking at me like that.
Ah!
You on camera.
No, I thought you was
Hilarious.
going to say something because I said wife and kids because I didn't say husband. And
Your daughter
kids.
is going to get married. I just need you to understand that.
Oh, that's why you said that, Dante? Hilarious. Oh, Sydney.
Sydney's going to get married too, y'all.
Is that going to be hard, Dante, to truly let her go?
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It is, definitely.
Wow.
Sydney is a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's why she ain't trying to move.
Aw.
That's the one child we think she'll be.
She'll be there until she get married, maybe?
What? She is not trying to move. She is a daddy's girl, but yes.
I love that. I remember, I don't know who shared this story about when Sydney was a baby and Dante didn't want people to hold her when she was a baby.
No.
He said, no, that's
Not
my
at
baby
all.
girl. Ain't nobody
Not
holding
at
her.
all. Sitting there like this.
Clinging her tight.
like I was with Justin. Like, that's how he is.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Tell us some things you love about your children, and then after that, things that you love about each other.
I think with the kids, I can see a trait that I have in each and every one of them. So, and we all have different experiences. You know, like as far as Justin, you know, Justin and I, we'll watch westerns, we'll watch Marvel, you know, DC movies, you know, so we'll go, you know, that's our thing.
Yeah.
Jawan picked up the fact that, you know, my passion at one time was cooking. Taiwan, his saving and, you know, worried about finances, you know, his Christian, you know, his compassion that he has, and with Sydney, you know, my sense of humor, you know, he has it. She don't tolerate foolishness. So, you know, I can see myself in each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because it says that I was setting the example that they need to see. So,
Yeah.
you know, appreciate my children.
Yeah, I love that. I'll have you say something about the children, and then we'll talk about what you love about each other.
Okay. I love how they are such a tight-knit group. They really are.
They are.
They are so tight-knit.
Yeah.
And that was something that I wanted. I wanted the fact that when I instilled in them from being younger that a tribe sticks together, and they really do that. It's amazing to see that really all they kind of, when they're together, all they need is each other. They don't necessarily have to, you know, associate with anybody else. Like they can stick together and have such a great time. Their compassion for one another. Yes, that Christian is a very compassionate young man. Taiwan, he is definitely on it as far as saving and making sure that, you know, he has his nest egg and he thinks about what to do. I like the fact that Taiwan and I generally sit down and we talk about we talk about finances, but I like the fact that whenever we do sit down and think about things as a family, they're not they're not so old where they're like, no, I'm going off on my own. I want to do that. Like if we sit down and talk about, hey, we want to start a family business, they are still in the thought mindset of we are going to do something together. You know, not that I want to be on my own or I don't want to do this with you or whatever. They're still in the thought process of, you know, we're still the Rhues tribe, we're still a family, and that, they don't, even though their parents are old, they don't, or older,
Old.
that they still like to be around us.
Yeah.
You know, they still want to do things. Like next week is Justin's birthday. Okay, next week is your brother's birthday, where we want to do such and such, and everybody will come together and do it.
Come. Yeah.
You know, oh, we're getting together for the twins' birthday. Okay, and then they come over. So I like that about us, that no one is missing anything, and we're still coming together for family events and things, because they could be like, no, I'm not coming,
Right.
or I got something to do.
Yeah.
So I love that about the kids.
Absolutely. And then from the outside looking in, you can see how connected they are, because like you said, when they're all together, they are all together, right? And so you can definitely see that there's an obvious connection there. And I've always appreciated how when they were younger and they would come to church with you guys, how whatever needed to be done, like if there was somebody to take out the trash or somebody that needed to help vacuum or whatever the case may be, them Rhues kids was going to be there helping. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate how you guys instill that work ethic in them, you know. And so what do you love about Dante, Lynn?
It's a lot to love about Dante. It really is. Aww. He's a great guy. He puts up with me. The opposite's a lot, because I can be a lot. And the fact that, you know, and I was a lot when we first got together. You know, it wasn't like, and he saw that. You know, I wasn't the type like, oh, let me hold back.
Right.
No, you know, this is what you get. And the fact that he didn't run away from that, and that he, you know, he still doesn't run away from that. I'm a lot tempered now, y'all. I'm a lot tempered. But the fact that he hasn't run away from that, and that he still works at wanting us to be married and wanting us to continue having a healthy marriage, you know. That's what I love about him the most. And he's a great dad. He really is. He's an awesome father.
Yeah.
So that, you know, and he's going to be an awesome grandfather too. So
He ain't trying to think about that right now.
No, he is.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
I'm telling somebody need to get married.
So we could be awesome grandparents.
Oh,
we're gonna be those grandparents.
I can see that.
We're gonna be those grandparents.
Yeah. Oh,
we're gonna be those grandparents.
I love it. So Dante, what do you love about your wife?
Let's see. I love her passion. When she's passionate about something, you know, her love for Christ. You know, she the love that she had for our family and for us to excel, you know, to be the best that we could be. I love her encouragement, you know, even though sometimes, you know, I don't express my emotions like that. You know, I'm a different person. So, you know, but you know, I feel it. You know, you know, I appreciate her pushing me to be the best that I could be. So, you know, I love her for that. So,
Aw.
I love your bald head too. I just thought I'd throw it out there. He does it for me.
He does it. Did you go bald for her? Did you go bald for Lynn?
No.
Oh. What'd you just say? I thought you just said he does it for me.
No, the bald head does it for me.
Oh, the bald head does it for you. Oh, okay.
No, that was an accident.
It was an accident?
It was.
Well, it was during a pandemic, and I wasn't going to the barbershop.
Right.
So I think I was trying to do something to my head, and I didn't have the guard on, the clipper guard on, and I cut it real low. And if Lynn didn't get on my nerves before I started cutting my hair, I would have noticed that I didn't have a clipper guard on.
Oh.
So then I had to just cut my hair off.
Hilarious.
And then so I just figured like just keep it bald.
Just keep it bald. And it fits you well.
It does.
Yeah,
It was
fits
an
you well.
accident. We had gotten into a disagreement.
Uh-huh.
And when I came back, it was like, oh. It was like... But then I told him, I was like, I like it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And he kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an accident.
Yeah.
I knew it was an accident.
Uh-huh.
But I knew I had caused the accident.
Oh, you knew.
I knew. I was like, oh, okay.
Hilarious. Well, thank y'all so much
Yeah.
for sharing some of your story with us about being a blended family. And before we end, if there's anything on your heart, any advice, encouragement, wisdom for other blended families out there, maybe there are some blended families that just need help with their budget. Maybe there's some out there who maybe the husband isn't gelling well with the wife's kids or vice versa. You know what I mean? So just whatever's on your heart, just share with our audience.
So I think one of the major things that also has helped Dante and I in terms of the blended family portion was that we set boundaries for our families outside. Like, there were boundaries. And I feel like that's important. When you're not allowing the outside influences of other family members, of either spouse's family members, to influence.
Hold on. Did you just point, Dante?
Just point at me. We work together. We do work well together. When you have to set boundaries. So that you're not allowing outside either spouse's family members to come in between, to have says in how we're raising one another, how you're raising your children is extremely important.
Yep.
I think those things help set the tone for who the children are going to listen to. Dante did point to me because that was something that had to be established in the beginning. Again, for 2 years of Justin's life, it was just me, my mom, my grandmother, and my sister. And so here now is a man
Right.
in Justin's life who is his father, who has the role of his father,
Right.
and that he now has to listen to and abide by. So that was challenging for me. I don't think it was challenging for my family to understand that Dante is his dad, and that's who he's listening to.
Yeah.
So I remember a time when my family did come down, and Dante had told Justin to go into the room. And my sister was there. My sister went in the room behind Justin to see it. Justin was crying, of course, and he went into the room. And so my sister went behind him, and I had to tell her, no, come out.
Fine. Yeah.
You come out, come out. And her response was, I'm checking on Justin. I was like, he's fine. Come out. Dante is Justin's father. Justin has to listen to his father. So it was a lot of that in the beginning, where you know that's important. Making sure that you're both on the same page as the budget, and that's going to take some time. But you do need to set budgets. Again, try to stick with it. Have accountability partners. It's easier if you have multiple accounts as well. Because finances and communication is, those are major things. So I know for us, we had a lot of overdrafts. Our finances weren't gelling well, and then we just came up with the idea, okay, let's just pay the bills out of a separate account, and this way, you know, we're not figuring it out. But it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
It is, but as long as both of you are willing to work at it,
Right.
and you know, patience to me is a major thing. I know I didn't always have patience as well, so you know, be patient because you're growing.
Yeah,
You
you're
got
growing.
kids
You're always
and-
changing.
You're
and-
always
yeah.
changing. They're growing. You're growing. You know, so yeah. Do you want to add something, babe?
I think you pretty much touched it. I would just include just making sure that you are with the blended family. If the other children aren't in the house, just making sure that you are incorporating them in
Definitely.
everything. You know, the stuff that you all are doing. So it's, you know, so that they don't look at it as, well, Dad is doing this with them and not doing it with us.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So
Right.
just, you don't want to cause any strife between the children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
That's
want
good.
the children to,
You don't want anybody feeling slighted.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So you
Definitely.
want everyone to be equal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
Well, I thank y'all so much for all that you shared. I know that this is going to bless people, and they're also going to be laughing because this was quite hilarious. But yeah, you guys definitely shared nuggets of wisdom that I know will help other blended families and families in general. So thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thanks, Dante. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today to Breakthrough Conversations. I hope that you were blessed. I hope that you laughed. And I want you to make sure that you share this with someone else that they may be encouraged and blessed. Hit like, leave a comment in the comment section letting us know something that stood out. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you feel led to do so. Breakthrough Conversations. Until next time, be blessed and have a wonderful day.